You know, as humans, we are all dependent in a way. It can be physically, it can be mentally, it can be emotional, it can even go up to things like financial and such. And sometimes most of us do not even know we are dependent until the other party breaks off. So, in my wandering escapades of seeking for mental clarity and actually just enjoying the comforts, the good things that the nature has to offer, you can hear the birds singing. Let's have a discussion on the different stages of dependency. So the first step is obvious one. Before you get dependent on someone, sometimes even the person who's actually fostering that dependency, that is the giver, whether it's the emotional, the financial, the physical, or even the mental, they're usually not aware. They're usually not aware that they are actually creating dependency, because the first step of that dependency is usually a grateful heart. When you give someone something, or your attention, you mentally connect with them, they actually become grateful and start showing it, and you become so excited as the giver, because it's human tendencies actually to respond to such things. That is why it is actually encouraged to say thank you more often, because it acknowledges that you've actually received and that you actually appreciate what the other person has done. So that is the first step. That is not so obvious that you're actually getting into dependency. Then the next one is actually expectancy. Like, you get to that step whereby now you're grateful. This person has been showing up for you, like, let's say twice a week. They've been sending you something like every end month. They do it like twice or thrice, and then you're very much grateful. At the back of your head, without knowing it, you start being expectant. You start expecting them to actually give you without even asking it. And this can be quite frustrating, especially if this person might not respond, because you start feeling like they're letting you down. You start feeling like you get anticipated for maybe receiving this emotional feeling that you feel when you're with them, or this financial help that they give you, or even this physical feeling that you feel when you're with them. So it is not your fault, but it is something that, again, you might not know, because just like any other thing, things like dependency, they come in circles and cycles, and that is why it is not so easy to recognize that you're becoming dependent until you are dependent. Now you need to break off the cycles. You need to stick around, because you're definitely going to discuss that briefly. So after you've become expectant, now if this person continues giving what they were giving, now you start having the audacity, the fourth step. You start now like expecting them. It's like you're right. You start, that audacity step is very bad, because let's say someone was giving and then they get pregnant, they have a baby, they start having a lot more needs than they had before, and now they cannot give as much as they did. Now you start feeling like they've let you down, because the audacity of actually asking them to give you will be there. You'll be calling them and asking them what's up, which is a very sad state, because most of us are there. I was reading somewhere on Twitter that giving someone something that they can actually fetch or get for themselves is actually promoting dependency. If this person is not a child, they can actually work and get their food. They can actually get creative. This person will be blocking their creativity minds by just giving them something that can actually be creative enough to create a source of income. They can be creative enough to actually start something like offering a service, creating a product, selling something, and they make some few chums out of it. So if you're giving someone something that they can actually, they're not crippled, they're not mentally challenged, they're not physically challenged, they're not emotionally challenged, because you can be mentally, physically strong, but you have mental issues, and that is something else. So if this person is able enough to actually fend out for themselves, look out for themselves, they are not sick, they're just lazy, you're not supposed to actually give them that. That is fostering dependency. So that is when you get to the audacity part, like Sean Arrow will call it, the audacity to actually call someone and demand them to give you their money, like you worked for it and you did not work for it, by the way, then you need to actually stop that. So yeah, those are the 5 stages. Is it 4? That's the 4 stages of dependency. And yeah, maybe we can talk about how to break the dependency cycle next, as I wonder, because this is a wandering period in my life, and I am going to wander as much as I can with you guys. Don't worry, as I said earlier, I will fill you in all this once I settle and actually work on it. I don't like talking about problems when I'm working or dealing with them. I only share very little of what is happening. So, but once I'm done dealing, I'll definitely plug you in on what was happening. So it's actually almost 7. So I've been here for the last 3 hours. I've actually done a lot of work. I've done recording. I've edited a document that I'm actually presenting tomorrow. We're having a discussions at tomorrow, maybe at Windsor. I'll definitely upload this video when I'll be there already. So yeah. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this mini vlog. Consider subscribing, like and share. And actually, I hope it helps someone to see that sometimes it's not their fault that they've gotten dependent, but it's a cycle, and it's a cycle that can be broken. Once you understand the problem, you can start having workable solutions to break that. Thank you for listening, and until next time, bye.